Hello and welcome to Three Questions with. Got my friend Scott Townsend with us. Scott is a money coach. Scott, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Kevin.
So, Scott, I got a question today that I'm honestly confused by. So, often you come across someone that has some debt, and they're like, I realize I have to pay down the debt. To me, logically, you look at the debt, whatever credit card or whatever loan has the highest interest rate, you pay that one off first. Because it seems like you'll save money by doing that. That's not 100% accurate for what I understand.
Well, it's, for those that want to go strictly by the numbers and want to try to pay off, or save the most on interest, then yeah, that does make a lot of sense to go after the highest interest first. But it's really, for some people, that might be, psychologically harder to do if there's a larger balance. So there's a lot of different debt stacking methods. And so, really with paying off debt, the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is try to carve out a little bit more each month that you can pay down on the principal and, and avoid a lot of the interest that's accruing. And that's what debt stacking is really, trying to attack one debt first, paying all of the debt minimum payments, but attacking one, finishing it off, and then taking what you were paying to that one and stacking it onto the next, and so on down the line.
But I see your point where I've had people who start at the lowest balance because they want that win, if you will, Scott. Hey, I paid off that. I'm like, Scott, congratulations. You owed $125 on that card.
Yeah.
But we're not going to talk about the one you owe a lot more than that on and stuff. But I see your point, though, where unfortunately some people have significant credit card debt. They're looking at a card that maybe they owe $10,000, $20,000. And they're like, but Scott, it just feels like I'm never accomplishing the goal because I still owe 15,000 now instead of 20. So psychological, that's where that kind of comes in.
Yeah, and that's why, starting with the smallest first, that's a snowball method that's really popular with Dave Ramsey. And you gain that momentum. You feel good about paying off at least some debt, right? And so you can kind of let that snowball from there. But really, if you have, if you're able to, attack that largest balance first, largest interest first, that's called the avalanche method. So you're really trying to get the debt that's going to cost you the most out of the way first. And so people that are strictly by the numbers, that's definitely the way to go. And then there's also highest payment first, and that's Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's popular with him, or he recommends doing that. There's also, when I work with clients, if there's a debt that's really an emotional strain, even if it's, kind of in the mid-range in terms of rate or balance, if you go to pay that every month and it's just like, oh, I can't wait to have this paid off, well, by all means, like, target that one first, and then it's out of the way. You don't have to worry about it. There's also a cash flow index method, which is it's meant to be more of like an apple to apple comparison of your debt. And you're basically looking at the balance divided by the minimum payment to get this cash flow index number. And the lowest cash flow index is what you would target first. So there's a few methods that are kind of, strictly by the numbers, and that you can kind of target in different ways.
Now I see why people are overwhelmed. Chuckle, chuckle.
Yeah.
There doesn't appear to be one, like, this is the way. It depends on a lot of the emotions behind where the debt came from. Yeah. So that's where they really should reach out to you to have that talk about, okay, like you said, I hate this payment, it was something I had to do, or my car broke and I had to, use this credit card for it. So it's understanding the emotions behind it as you're making the strategy, and not just, hey, that's the 20% card, we take care of that one first.
Yeah, absolutely. And, just talking through the different options of debt stacking, and, and seeing what resonates with the individual. I think that's really important. And then you're more likely to get that buy-in and, you know, someone to be on board and really committed to paying down their debt faster.
So Scott, what's the best way for people to reach out to you? How can they learn more then, my friend?
Yeah, I can find Simplifiu on Facebook or go to simplifiu.com. And I also have a YouTube channel where I try to share different content on personal finance topics.
Awesome, Scott. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to call into the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Yeah, thanks anytime, Kevin.